On this video, I want to be talking about understanding pitch. There are some people that when they sing can have a tendency to they might have a beautiful tone to their voice, but when they hold out a note or when they land, they tend to be a little flat, a little under the pitch, and they may not even be aware of it and listening for that. Other people, when they're pushing or getting louder or trying to land on a pitch, will tend to go a little sharp. And so when that happens, it affects the overall quality of that melodic or harmonic harmony line and can detract from it. I have found over the years that there are people that have tendencies one way or the other and they never really knew it. Once they learned some of the ways to listen to their tone and their pitch, that there were ways they could train themselves to be able to even visually look where they're landing and think about their pitch and do a better job of that type of thing. So I want to give you an example. If we were, if we did vocal warm-ups, if you might have been in a choir and they, they would do different things to work on warming up and singing vowel sounds correctly and things like that. So I'm going to give you an example. If I were to take a note like F here at the piano, I'm going to purposely sing this off pitch, and I want you to try to determine whether I'm under or over this pitch, all right? So here's F, here we go. Now, if that sounded okay to you, you've got some training you got to do to listen to what you're to listen for it. Because did you think it was a little sharp? Did you think it was okay? Or did you think it was a little flat? If you thought that pitch was a little flat, you were correct. So if it's going to be on, now this time I'm going to purposely sing it sharp. I want you to see if you can tell when I go sharp. Ready? That pitch was just pushing it sharp. And there are people that I know that when they sing, they will do that and not even realize it because there might be a range. Just so you understand, even in an orchestra, if an arranger, we have sharps and flats. When an orchestra director or a composer wants the music to sound a little more energetic, they will often write it in a sharp key. The reason is the orchestra will be on pitch, but they just keep it a little brighter. It's like push it up just a tad, but not enough that it's off pitch. And then there's other times if they want the orchestra or the music to sound relaxed. Psychologically, it hits the orchestra because, for instance, this note here is E flat. It also could be D sharp. If I write it in D sharp, people, they see the sharp and they'll tend to think high as they try to do the pitch. If they think E flat, they tend to relax because it's flat is technically a little lower. A sharp tends to, in your mind, you're thinking that's going to go up. So pitch is a really big deal. And you can learn to get on a pitch and try to find that thing. And you might need to take your voice memo thing on your phone and listen to it and listen back to it. But if I took, let's say this is the note G above middle C. Sometimes what you do is you go below it, on it, above it, and back and learn to listen so you can land on that pitch. So if I went, you learn to go above it, you learn to go below it a little bit. If you can begin to identify, even if you need to get some help to do that, if you can identify if it's on pitch, there really is no tension in the tone. If you're a little sharp or a little flat, it's going to be like an out-of-tune piano or a little bit out-of-tune guitar or a violin or something. It's going to sound not quite right. So pitch is a very big thing. And so when you learn, you can do it with a guitar or a piano or a keyboard. You take a pitch and you try to land on that pitch. And I really encourage you to record it. Like, you can use your phone and just, record what you're doing. And then try to listen really carefully and whether or not it sounds like you're right on, or if you're pushing it a little bit, or if you're going a little bit below. And if you're not sure, then you should get someone who's musical that you trust that can help you with that. Pitch is huge in being able to get good harmony. If you're just a little sharp or a little flat, it can make the others, if they are on pitch, it's going to make it difficult for them to blend with you because it's going to sound out of tune. That's the way it's going to be. Pitch is massive. It's important. We all will have times where we're a little off, but hopefully most of the time, if we're listening carefully and focusing on our pitch, on that note, and practice that, you'll develop your skills, you get better at pitch, and believe it or not, it's really going to help when you're with your vocal teams, when you're singing either melody or you're singing harmony, and you want to be as spot on as you possibly can. And it will really be great when you do. And when you know that you are, it's going to be awesome. I hope this will be helpful to you.